Liverpool are back to winning ways and rivals absolutely hate it. We've got some of them predicting Liverpool's poor form will continue against Everton and that they'll lose. We'll look at that video. We've also got rival fans laughing at Van Dijk for having a tough 45 minutes and pretty much going at him for his whole quality, which I find ridiculous. And we've also got rival fans saying Liverpool, they robbed Everton, which again I find very ridiculous. We'll be looking at all of that, but before I begin, if you are new here, please hit the subscribe and the like as well. It will be greatly appreciated. But let's firstly listen to this Arsenal fan, what he had to say about Liverpool heading into the final stretch of the season.
This right here is Liverpool's up and coming games. They got Everton tonight, then Fulham, then West Ham, Leicester, Tottenham, Chelsea, Arsenal, Brighton and Crystal Palace to wrap it up. Let me know. Do you think Liverpool can absolutely bottle and choke the league? Because Arsenal right now, we got Bukayo Saka back. We are in full flow state. Let me know in the comments, because I will definitely be keeping a keen eye on Liverpool versus Everton today, because Everton drew 2-2 with them. And Everton are absolutely flying and frying right now. If Everton could go out there and do me a job against Liverpool, then it gets dropped down to 9. Then we also have to play them, which means it will drop down to 6. Which means Chelsea, Brighton, Crystal Palace, Tottenham, Leicester, West Ham, Fulham. Surely someone could do like a little side-side. And Liverpool got knocked out of a couple of competitions in a week. I have the utmost faith that Liverpool's poor form will continue on into the Premier League. There's not that
so many ifs were said. If this happens, this happens. When you're already saying that so many times, then you're already on a point which isn't going to make sense. And this is the case for this Arsenal fan. Even me as an Arsenal fan, I have, you're always going to have 1% faith. I think for any fan in the world, until it's mathematically done, you have the 1% faith. But then it doesn't mean you can make poor assumptions. Liverpool at home in a derby, they're never going to lose. They're never going to lose. Liverpool for poor form continuing. Losing 3 games, across the whole season. One a dead rubber against PSV. One of them against Nottingham Forest, one against PSG, and then the other against Newcastle. So 4 games across a whole season in Arne Slot's first season is ridiculous. You cannot say that there's a pattern of poor form. Did Liverpool need this win against Everton? Yes. But to say that their poor form will continue and have so much confidence that Liverpool are going to fall off, to me, it always just seems crazy when I see people say that. But now let's look at his reaction after Jota scored.
Jota has scored against Everton to make it 1-0 to Liverpool. Hey, Everton, one job. Hey, Beto, I'm looking at you, brother. Beto, all you had was one job.
See how quickly football changes. 1 minute you're saying Liverpool will lose and their poor form will continue. Now you're going at Everton for having one job and not doing it. There was no chance Everton were going to beat Liverpool, especially maybe after the Beto miss, maybe a couple of shaky moments. But that's football. You're never going to dominate for long periods of time. Liverpool just needed to get the job done, and they got the job done as I thought they would. And you've got to give massive kudos to them, because they're just churning out these results, churning out these wins. They've done all the beautiful football for the whole season. But when you're now seeing who's a title winner, can you churn out those results? 12 points clear. Very, very well deserved. But now let's get on to a rival fan, a United fan, or I think he's a Chelsea fan anyway, talking about Virgil van Dijk. We all remember when he made that little bit of a misjudgment and Beto went in on goal. That can happen in football. But let's just listen to this opinion.
I have just watched Virgil van Dijk for 45 minutes get absolutely skinned by Beto. Look, if he could finish his dinner, Everton would have took the lead. Now, Liverpool, of course, winning the game 1-0 now, but he got cooked.
How many times have we heard the if word? We already had the previous guy saying if, this guy saying if Beto took his chances, if Beto scored, laughing at Van Dijk for an error, saying he can't be better than Terry. I just find it unreal, to be honest. I really do. I can't believe people is judging this one mistake from Van Dijk to earmark his whole career as poor. And lots of people do this. You all remember when Perisic had Van Dijk on the floor and it was because Van Dijk slipped. People clipped that up. It's a sign of a brilliant player. When people can only keep up these moments and these small moments because you're so good and you're normally so flawless. So you've got to give it to Van Dijk. He gives everyone crumbs to be sort of looking at and analysing for performances, because Van Dijk hardly ever misses a step. He's just so good. He's so confident. And he's got Liverpool ticking. And I think in that second half, he was brilliant. Everton had absolutely nothing. Beto pocketed. Sometimes it can be hard getting back into the rhythm after the international break. But him and Konate this season, absolutely unreal. A fantastic centre-half sort of duo. And now let's look at this. 3 examples of people being salty, saying Everton were robbed by an extremely poor refereeing performance. And I'm being honest, this isn't even satire. These people are dead serious. Liverpool are at it again. Everton being robbed in pure daylight/third light. Clear offside, lol. Everton got robbed. Diaz didn't interfere with the play. I'm tired of people saying it was offside. Even me, the biggest Arsenal fan in the world, would have loved that goal to be disallowed. I'm going to put my hands up and be like, yeah, for me, that goal has to stand. Tarkowski made the error. If Tarkowski left it and Diaz got onto it, then it's offside. There was no movement towards the ball by Diaz. So how can it actually be given as offside? So I think people are just trying to find different ways to discredit Liverpool for a really gritty, good performance in the derby against your nearest rivals that want to see you do absolutely horrible. And people are just saying all sorts. And we've been talking about robbery in that game. Don't get me started on what a robbery is, because this guy may say a club that can't function without a helping hand. But I think we all saw this was ridiculous. How Tarkowski was still on the pitch, to me, it was an absolute shock. I could not believe that Tarkowski didn't get sent off as an Arsenal fan. For me, when I saw it, I was like, yeah, send him off. That's ridiculous. That is a joke of a tackle. And we all remember when Curtis Jones got sent off for something similar, a little follow through onto the man. He was given a straight red. So what's the difference? This refereeing performances the whole season. Arsenal, we've had a lot of it. Liverpool have had a bit as well, even though they're first. It is not good for the Premier League at all. The best division in the world has the worst referees in the world. I just could not believe that Tarkowski was left on the pitch. You know, I was almost about to turn off the game in Arsenal frustration when Tarkowski did that tackle, because I was pretty much just, it's done. Liverpool have got the 3 points because Tarkowski has done this ridiculous challenge. But when he stayed on, I was like, these referees are an absolute joke. And even Mike Dean, a former referee, says he believes Tarkowski should have been sent off. And if you see him, one of those people coming out, one of the former referees even saying that, then you know you've got it horribly, horribly wrong. But I just want to end off this video by talking about this man, Curtis Jones. I thought it was absolutely fantastic in the right-back role. There's been a lot of noise about Trent, a lot of noise about Bradley, who's obviously out injured at the minute. But Curtis Jones came into that role. Liverpool needed him to do a job, and he was absolutely unreal. In his duels, he was winning his duels. You know, going forward in the pockets of play, he was connecting, he was dribbling really nicely. That is what Liverpool fans want to see. And I saw a lot of them saying, that is our Scouser in the red. I know there's a lot of animosity towards Trent, but there was a nice moment at the end where he hugged Trent. I really like Jones in that role. He can invert. He's strong defensively. He gave Doucouré a bit. I don't think, maybe you may have saw it towards the end of the game where Doucouré was coming forward. Jones barged him and won the ball. It was really, really nice stuff from Curtis Jones. He's a player with a bright future, with a versatility, and Arne Slot clearly loves the sort of things he can provide for Liverpool. But anyway, that's it for now. I hope you have enjoyed, guys. Make sure you have subscribed. But until next time, peace.